Welcome to another episode of Be Money Smart. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Augustia. And this episode ties right into the last one. It's all about making money. You don't just need skills to earn and allocate resources. You also got to have the ambitions to go after, say, a big chunk of cash through some solid planning. Personally, I think this one a bit easier to wrap your head around than the previous episode, which is why I saved it for now. You will probably heard something like this before, right? Aims for the best, and you will get the average. And for the average, you will get something below the average. And for something below the average, you will get nothing eventually. Let's give you a super straightforward example. Think back to when you were a student taking exams. If you're just set your goal at a passing with like 60, you might not even hit that. You got to aim a little higher, like maybe a 65. Then you end up with exactly a 60. That's a basic idea, right? But here's the thing. This simple truth often gets lost once we leave school and step into the society. People start thinking, okay, if I just reach the one goal, and that will be enough. But then they say, okay, they just set the goal super low, settling for this tiny bit of happiness. But that might be because society's pressure and setback hit us so hard. So a fox might not dare to dream big. That's definitely a factor. But honestly, if it remind me of the saying, someone who have big guts is better than students from top universities. Having guts, having the ambition, truth be told, that's a pretty key element. Confidence, narcissism, or the arrogance are three different things, but they do share some common ground. First, you've got to believe deep down that you are someone who can actually make big money. I think we covered this in the first episode of our show, but repeating it doesn't hurt. For example, if you set your goal at 100,000 bucks, you might end up with like 80 or 90,000 bucks at best. But if you aim for a million, 100,000 is an easy goal to get. It's just such a simple, easy to get concept. But I know what you're thinking. Hey, or what if I set that so high and can't reach it? Well, let's just flip that around a bit. Instead, ask yourself, how can I actually make a million? Suddenly, it feels like something you can brainstorm and reach for, right? Like, what do I need to do to earn or save up a million? Because the way you think about earning 100,000 versus a million is totally different. It's about tenfold thinking. If you are tackling a project, ask yourself, how can I make this 10 times better? And that's a whole different level of effort. If you are starting from how do I make this 10 times better, your starting point, your approach, your methods are completely unlike just aiming to improve or finish it. This is just about a revolution versus mere improvement, reform, right? Anyone who studies modern Chinese history knows the huge difference between these two terms. I won't dive too deep into these two terms here, but so if you really want to make such money, your starting point every single day, every minute, every second of your life, your whole mindset, your sense of value, it's all different. You could say, if you start thinking, how can I make this 10 times better? Your entire thinking changes. You become an innovator, a game changer. Naturally, you will hold yourself to that standard. Even if you are not some perfect person right now, but you might end up becoming pretty close. And if you are not rich yet, you could actually become serious wealthy down the line. If you are sitting here still and say, I'm not sure does it really work, and can I actually pull it off? And then maybe getting rich is not your top priority right now. And you are not super driven to make big money. But if you really want to make big bucks, not because you are desperate, but because you are truly decided, folks, make sure you get the difference between the wanting it badly and being in a panic. Is that if that's you, and you will know what to do, and it will show in your energy, you will be totally different from you were in the past. You are just have a millionaire totally. Yeah, exactly. You become a millionaire in a mindset first. Then naturally you will attract other millionaire types to help you achieve big things. It's not like you are completely cut off your old friends. If they can grow with you, okay, great. You will still be tight. But if you drift apart, you are starting seeing what held them back and from becoming millionaires or even billionaire. Maybe they're too ordinary, or they have the patience, not the skill. Maybe their visions is narrow, or their drive is not so big enough, or there are many more family factors at play. Exactly, there are only one path to success, but endless roads to failure. That's the idea. So it comes down to how strong your motivation to make money is. Is earning cash is the things you want most? Of course, you might hesitate to say, oh, well, family comes first, and my spouse and kids are the priority, or maybe power is what matters. But if you don't put money at the top of your list, why would money put you at the top of it? It's the same. So I really think this episode and the last one going hand in hand. They're both crucial. One is about skill, and another is about mindset. Do you have the big picture vision? And sure, what you're aiming for might not happen overnight, but it still sets your ceiling. You will know your upper limit, right? And if all you want is to do your job and live a steady life, just focus on that and don't overthink of it. But if you are someone with real plans, remember that story I told before. There are three bricklayers, and the fourth guy interviews them, asking, what are you doing? The first one says, can't you see it? I'm laying bricks, building a wall. And the second one goes, we're working on this project, so building it up step by step. And then the fast forward, the first guy ends up still just doing his bricklaying gig. And the second one becomes the foreman, like project managers or boss. How about the third one? He said, we are building a beautiful city, and he ends up becoming the mayor or some title like that. So I really think you got to set your goal high. Seriously, it's just like same the goal at the highest level you can. Aim high to get an average idea. Set your bar way up here, and even if you are only hit half of it, you're still on the way ahead of folks who set theirs at like a tenth of yours. Because if you reach 50%, that's 5 times more than someone at the 10%. It's such straightforward, easy to understand principle. And these two episodes might be short, but honestly, they tied back to our very first one. Whether you are doing a project, making money, or chasing whatever, first, you need to skill. Ask yourself, if you got this thing, how would you allocate or use it? If you can maximize its value, and then over time, you will naturally get it. Second, set a big goal, right? Hold yourself to high standards. Thinking about how to do it the absolute best, not by pushing yourself to the point of madness. So not that intense, but by setting your goal high and on a practical level, think about the method to make it even better. If you are just a student aiming to pass exam, think about how to hit the 70 score, not just the 60. If you want to earn 100,000 bucks, think about how to make a 150 or 200,000 bucks first. Just like that, or take it to the extreme. How do I make this 10 times better? Your method and thinking shift completely, and your whole aura changes. I think this approach is totally worth learning. And if you're focused on how do I make this 10 times better, your strategies will be different, right? You might end up earning exponentially more money in the same amount of time as everyone else. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Short but sweet. Remember, fewer words means more impact. I hope these two episodes spark something in you and kick off your wealth journey. Catch you next time. Bye.